Hey pigeons, this is another episode of Straight Talk. Welcome back, because you know we're fun. And that's without wine. I'm going to go get some wine. Anyway, Lady Raven, how are you, pigeon?
I am wonderful, Jerry. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. We've got a really cool guest on today.
Right. And we need to do this the right way. I am geriatric. My pronouns are she and her.
I'm Lady Raven, and my pronouns her, she.
Yeah, you did say that, didn't you?
I totally said that.
And
our guest.
And we're going to introduce our lovely guest. I'll just let you introduce yourself.
Hi friends, I'm Bee Bertrand and my pronouns are he, him.
Awesome. Bee, so you're driving, obviously. I hope you're not actually driving.
I'm not driving. My girlfriend is driving right now, but I am very excited to be here and I'm trying to get a nice angle for you so you don't get dizzy with the car moving.
People just think I was recording drunk again. Don't worry. It's not a big deal. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Bee. You're a comedian, an actor, like you do it all from what we hear.
You are lovely. I am not an actor, although I do my best, but I'm a comedian and I work in commercials, so I'm a PA. So essentially I am the garbage man that drives trucks, sets up tables and chairs, and then throws out everyone's garbage. But yeah, I'm a PA for commercials in Toronto.
So you're the jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing?
Exactly, yeah.
So about your comedy, what is your inspiration for comedy?
My favorite type of comedy, I like to do storytelling, but absurd, always silly and absurd, whatever I'm doing. I like to do outrageous, ridiculous things. A lot of comedy that I do is based around, you know, when you get those spammers that'll like call you or especially message you on Facebook or your email, and they'll offer you a small fortune in exchange for your social insurance number.
Well, we know
it's a
that
lot.
well.
Yeah. I have a lot of silly bits about, I like to see how far I can take those interactions, how far I can get with them. But my favorite type of comedy that I like to do is storytelling, and always super absurd.
Well, let's see. How far did you get with one of them?
On this happens, I feel like once you do it once or twice, you get on a list, and I have so many friend requests daily, and I don't say no to any of them, because 1 in 10 is like a fantastic interaction where someone will, there's like the scam about MoneyGram or there's the CRA that if you take it, I feel like I always call them the bosses. So for the CRA one, I got to like what I think was the last boss, which was the third person that I got in touch with. And when you get to the very end, the whole scam is that you owe a lot of money to the government, and want to wipe your debt clean. You just have to go to Walmart and get $700 to $1,000 in iTunes gift cards, and then scratch them and read the number off to them. And then that translates into somehow them using that money. It's a lot. It's very involved, but over quarantine, I don't have much going on, so I have a lot of patience.
Sounds like me with catfishers. I used to play with catfishers, knowing full out they were catfishing. And it's like, oh, you need to send me money so that I can, you know, come and see you and be with you and marry you and stuff. And I'm like, dude. But I played with them to the point where it was like, how long can I go before they trigger like certain things, like, oh, you know, and you know right off the bat that they're a catfisher.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It was.
I just drink wine and
so
have sex. That's all I do.
Oh, well, I just drink wine, so.
Well, you're doing something
It's
wrong.
funny when I think so too.
I have you down as you're one half of the Gender Outlaws, and that's with Alice. Is that not?
Yeah, we've been doing it. We were gonna celebrate our 1 year anniversary exactly when COVID hit, and so it's been weird for me personally. I find like a lot of comics that I know and that I've been doing lots of shows with went kind of one of two ways over quarantine, either like thriving and like figuring out how to make it work, or just spiraling into the depths of depression like me,
Yeah.
more so. I feel like Alice is just crushing it. I'm so proud of her, but I'm trying really hard to find a kind of compromise into like being creative and also like fighting through not feeling funny anymore, or like not knowing what to do with all this.
Yeah, well, the energy of, unfortunately, with COVID-19 is very draining and daunting. I mean, like I currently work, and it's stressful. I'm not gonna lie. Like trying to like maintain one's humor and stuff like that can be. I mean, oh, thank goodness for all those dang Karens out there. That's all I'm gonna say. But no, the reason I brought that up though is I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure when I was talking to Biff naked, Biff is like, "Oh, have you seen Alice Rose and her partner doing a show?" And they're like, I'm like, "No." And then when I read about Gender Outlaws, I was like, I bet you that's what Biff was referring to.
Yeah,
Because Biff
Biff and
loves you
I.
guys.
Biff's wonderful. Biff and I became friends a couple of years ago in the most lovely, strangest, organic way. And she is like, she moved back to Toronto a couple of years ago, and she's like just jumped into supporting local art in every way. It's so wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had the pleasure of
She's such a
interviewing
beautiful
Biff Naked.
person.
Yeah, we interviewed her on the show, and we also worked with her on North Bay Pride. She was one of the artists that was like not even 20 hours it was in, and she was like, "I'm in, I'm coming. Like, how do I get there? Where am I going?" You know, she was just
She's
she's
the
just
best.
so wonderful.
Yeah, she is wonderful.
Yeah. So, so you know, I think it's really important. Like you touched on something about COVID and fighting through depression, and I think it's really important that people know that they're not alone in that fight. So, how are you trying to kind of get out of that depression and work towards so you're in a better place so you can move forward?
I started at the beginning of quarantine. I was like like I think everybody was like really kind of just at such a loss. And so I don't even remember why or how I thought of this, but I've always had all of the kids' books. Growing up, my mom's kept all of the like storybooks that her and my grandma used to read us, and I've always just kind of carted them around each apartment that I've had. And so I just thought one night I wanted to do something gentle and wholesome, and I was going to read a bedtime story and kind of post it on Facebook and like just tell people it's going to be okay, you're doing your best and I'm proud of you. And that got such a nice response. I thought maybe I'll do this for a week, and the other day it was 100 episodes I had done, and then Bad Dog a couple of months ago offered me this weekly spot to do it. So the only thing that I've been doing with my time that I really value now is these stories, because you get to kind of talk about what's going on, and like, and even selfishly, it's been really lovely and kind and validating for me if I'm like having a horrible day and I'm telling people you did your best and your best is good enough and I'm proud of you. I'm like, I need to hear that too. And so hopefully if people are having a crummy day, then that'll make them feel good.
I like to tell story time too, don't I, Lady Raven?
Yes, you do. Those naughty, naughty stories, mind you. Like tongue in cheek. It's the whole innuendo is innuendo.
Yes, it's lots of fun.
You both are a very lovely, comforting, funny, charming duo. This is really lovely. I really excited that I could be a part of this. Thank you.
No, it's a pleasure. When we were talking to Alice about, we were saying like, let's get some more representation. Alice, help us, and she's like, okay, I got all these people, and I was like, okay.
I know gays. I love that.
So one of the questions we've kind of been touching on, especially with people from the LGBT community, is about how diversity seems to be kind of coming around a little bit in entertainment slowly. What do you think?
In entertainment or in like our daily jobs?
Well, I think even in our daily jobs, I think it's kind of important that diversity is really important, but it seems like we've struggled a long time to get this right.
Yeah, totally. I agree with you. And that's funny that this has come around right now, because I feel like in the last 2 weeks, a lot of examples of that have come up in my job. And one of it is really important, and nobody believes me because it's in the industry. And I think we all have this, at least I did have this view of like what working in the industry is going to be like. And I assumed I would be surrounded by queers, and I was very excited about that. But there's really only, at least in commercials in Toronto, a handful of us, which is so strange. And there's this woman, Helen, she's a coordinator, and she's a lesbian, and her and I will message each other 10 to 15 times a year and say the same thing, which she messaged me the other day, and she was like, oh my God, I'm on this job, and someone was like, B, and asked me a question, and I was like, I'm Helen, I'm not B. And it's like, I'm a trans man and she is a cisgender lesbian. We are sort of the same height, but she has a very thick Australian accent and long hair. And so we're always like, what do straight people, why can't they get it together with this? This is crazy. We have to remember all the straight people's names and their jobs, and they have like, there's 2 people and they keep getting us mixed up. Like, it's so wild and strange.
Well, it's like,
I have one.
Okay,
I have one.
Go for it.
So where I work, there was another cashier that was large chested, such as myself. And this guy kept calling me her name. And I'm like, dude, I'm dark chocolate. She's white chocolate.
Oh my God.
Look up here. For years, he called me that. And I was just like, what part do you not understand? So her and I, it's like literally we're dark chocolate and white chocolate. So we refer to each other.
I'm like, that's funny. People are wild.
It's weird, right? Because people do strange things around things. It's like when somebody finds out someone's hard of hearing, why do you yell at them? It doesn't work. If they're deaf, they're deaf.
Yeah. People are so strange. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
No, you're right. Well, like people don't, it's very strange what kind of information computes and how they like put it out there. Like I got, there's this commercial, I think this is around Christmas. All these companies who are making commercials try and, I'm trying not to use this word, but like, it's almost like they're like, okay guys, we got to make the most heroic, like PC, best commercial. And so maybe their intentions are good, but the end product, something fucked up always happens, like something so problematic or weird. And we were doing this commercial the other day, and I was really excited because the cast was going to be all queer and trans for like the first time. And so my boss, who's my friend, because I'm freelance, who hires me a lot, she called me and she was like, this company really wants an LGBT rep because the cast is going to be trans and queer, and they just want a rep on set. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not saying no, but what is that? And she was like, I don't know, I'll get more information. So then the producer and the coordinator called me, and they're like, hey, B, we really want you to be the LGBT rep for this commercial if you're interested. And I'm like, well, what is that? And nobody knew, but this company was like, we need someone gay on set. There has to be someone gay to like just be present and gay, so we need a rep. But everyone wanted to put me in this role and nobody knew what it was. So I was like, we need to drop this because this is more problematic. Like, am I protecting the straight people or the queer people? And also, what are we doing here?
It's too bad. I had jumped on that. I had totally jumped on that and been like, yo, you can't say that. That's not appropriate. You need to go this route.
Yeah, I did. I jumped on it and I was there for one day and I was like, I would love to do this because not just for this job, but everyone should respect pronouns. And like I've told people so many times, I'm trans. There's nobody else trans that we work with, and they have to remember one person's pronouns, and they don't. So I was on that for one day, and it was really evident that my role, nobody knew what to tell me to do. So I wrote something and was like, this is what to not say on set. And I met the cast and was like, if, you know, there's anything you want to talk about, anything that bothers you, any issues at all. But it was still not a clear, I just felt like the gay deputy, and I was just walking around being, I'm gay if anyone needs me. Like, it was so strange. Like, you don't know what to do with us. Just be normal.
It's like a bunch of straight people sitting around a table going, okay, how do we gay this up?
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, totally missing the mark and making it even more complicated and uncomfortable for everyone.
Right.
So silly.
Bee, how do people find you? Like, you have Instagram, all that good stuff. Maybe you can share that information with us.
I have Instagram and Facebook, and my name is Bee Bertrand, and Instagram is Bee Bertrand Comedy.
Awesome. Well, Bee, Lady Raven, it's that time one more time. It just goes so quickly when we have such fun guests. I don't understand.
I appreciate you both so much. It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for taking some time out of, I'm glad you're not driving, and we sure appreciate your partner doing all the driving. That's wonderful. Thank them for us. That's not a U-Haul box in the back seat, is it?
It's Home Depot, so basically, you got me.
just throwing it out there. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I saw it earlier, and I was like, that looks like a U-Haul box. What's going on?
Jerry, what is it with you and boxes today? I'm kind of curious.
This might be a conversation for later after wine, I'm thinking. After wine. Bee, thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time out for us, and we so appreciate you, and we will make sure that we share your information and stuff for you.
Thank you, friends. Happy Halloween.
Oh yeah, happy
Halloween.
Oh my God. Well, Lady Raven. Lady Raven, thank you as always. And thank you for tuning in to Straight Talk Pigeons. We love having you. Make sure you like, share, and follow. And make sure you subscribe. Push that button. Push the devil's doorbell down there. Push it. I just had to say that because that just made my day. Anyway, all right, pigeons, you take care and stay safe out there, pigeons, and never underestimate your voice and who you are. Bye-bye, pigeons.